At this point, most of you know about Fez, or at least the basics. You're a little 2D guy who finds out his world is 3D, and also in a lot of trouble. The hexahedron has shattered, sending its pieces all over the place, and your newfound ability to see the world from all sides is the key to getting them back. By spinning the world on its axis and changing your perspective, you can build paths that didn't exist, move trouble far away from you, and discover hidden doors to lead you around the world. You're going to hear the word Metroidvania a lot to describe this game, but that doesn't quite fit. You're not going to find any upgrades here, or enemies, or conflict of any kind. Dying doesn't shove you back to some save point. You're not going to feel like you're being pushed from waypoint to waypoint as you backtrack your way to the finish line. For those old enough to remember, Fez more has that feeling of sitting next to an NES with the paper map from The Legend of Zelda, making notes as you try to figure out an unfamiliar world. Yeah, there are platforming tricks and bombs and switches and all the puzzles you'd expect, but there's something underneath that most games have forgotten about, and that is the thrill of exploring the unfamiliar. This game is filled with tiny, subtle symbols and visual clues to larger, deeper puzzles. You'll start noticing them and realizing you're on the verge of about 1 million different discoveries, and if you could just put that final piece together in your head, you'd find something really amazing. There's no hand-holding here, it's just you and your curiosity and your patience. The puzzles even extend out into the real world in ways that I don't want to give away, but further enhance that feeling of being 7 years old and sharing game secrets on the playground. So think about the letter from Star Tropics or the codec frequency on the back of the Metal Gear Solid case and you'll start getting the picture. The game is absolutely gorgeous. Gomez's world is so lovingly rendered, it is ridiculous. Different wildlife runs around, day turns into night, and hidden and not so hidden references to other games are tucked away in the details. Not in a haha look at this sort of way, but more in a this is a part of a history that we have all shared sort of way. It's relaxing and welcoming. The music and sound complement everything perfectly. The soundtrack to Fez is an ambient, densely layered sort of 8-bit Blade Runner soundtrack. The sound effects and score are retro and definitely game-sounding, but not in an overly chippy way. It's one of the best game soundtracks I have ever heard and makes for a cohesive whole that really sells Gomez's world as a complete place. Fez is not without its negatives. Even with its map, jump gates, and clever little previews of what's behind doors you've already visited, it's definitely possible to get lost or feel like you're backtracking quite a bit, which could frustrate some people. The world sometimes buckles under its own visual weight, giving the occasional frame rate drop or glitch here and there, and occasionally the control can become a bit finicky, especially when manipulating objects. But these things all happen rarely and quickly, and thanks to Fez's relaxed approach to gameplay, never get too frustrating. Fez is bringing back something that's been missing in an industry that's become, well, an industry. It's not just a reminder of a sense of wonder that we all used to share when playing a new game, but also that that sense of wonder is still possible. I give it a 5 out of 5.